Morning, Terry. Morning, Arnie. Dan. Mitch. Morning, everyone.
Morning, Terry.
Morning, Terry.
Morning, Terry.
Now, who's here?
You okay?
I've got you for a crew. What do you think? Whoever you are.
Terry misplaced his glasses, so for the rest of the meeting, I'm going to be his eyes.
Thank you, Matt.
How did you forget your glasses?
I wear glasses.
He misplaced them.
Where did you misplace them?
Oh, that's a really dumb question.
If you knew where you misplaced them, they wouldn't be missing.
Good point, Ken.
Good point, Ken.
Thanks, Matt.
You know, not necessarily. He may remember where he placed them, but since he can't see, he doesn't know where they are.
That's a good point, but he just doesn't really remember where he put them.
Kills that theory.
Good effort, though.
Good effort, though.
What's the meeting about today?
The meeting today.
Thank you, Matt. I am blind, not dumb.
No, you are kind of stupid.
Well, dumb doesn't mean stupid. It just means that he can't speak.
It doesn't?
That makes sense, because John is really dumb.
You mean stupid.
Both.
So what does moron mean?
Means you're a dumbass.
An ass that can't talk.
No, an ass that shouldn't.
Talking ass.
So dumb means you can't talk.
Dumbass means you're a moron.
Like stupid.
Idiot.
Knucklehead.
Thunderhead.
Dunderhead.
Loggerhead.
Does anyone see me?
Lunkhead.
Blockhead.
Bonehead.
Muttonhead.
Numbskull. He doesn't have to have the word head in it.
Aren't we supposed to be having a meeting?
Shut up, Dan.
Can we get on with the meeting, please? Now, Ken is our lead actor and the only man with a trailer.
Yeah, my trailer.
Shut up, Dan. And he's also our biggest investor.
I gave him $45.
Well, well, well. Look who's the high roller.
Mr. Fancy Pants.
And as our biggest investor, he is in charge of our finances.
There won't be a lot of work for you.
We're finally getting paid?
Shut up, Dan.
Wait, we're getting money?
Listen, you little tweed-wearing twit. You still owe me money.
You can't see, right?
No. What did he do?
He called you number one.
Anyways, Matt is the stunt coordinator. Donna.
I've got my acting role.
Oh, what are you playing?
Richard.
Oh,
And Bug, you are in charge of catering.
you got it, Carl. I got the cooler and a box of granola bars.
What? You serious?
I'll be handling the directing, Arnie will be handling the scheduling, and Rob will be in charge of security, starting with guarding Judy.
Guarding Judy from who?
The public.
Who's gonna hurt her?
The other way around, kid. Judy's got a temper.
Bitch still owes me money.
Not now,
I
Donna.
know. I'm just saying.
Dan. Thank you. Ken.
What's this?
The budget.
It says $20 and a tin of coffee. Are you serious?
We need coffee, dude.
I was talking about the $20.
How else do you expect to get the coffee? Jeez, Ken, you can be really dumb sometimes.
You mean stupid.
Both.
Is there any questions? Good. I will see you guys on set. Thank you, Mitch. Oh, I forgot. Ooh.
That's gotta be for Mark.
Yep.
Chris did it.
Definitely Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Have you seen my glasses?
No, but I have Terry's.
Put them in Ken's trailer.
All right.
You see? That's what you get for being the new guy, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what my line is.
It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't.
I'd really prefer it if you talk to me. Tell me your hopes, your dreams, and try to make it.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, I'll put out a money, my future, my dream. It's sexual.
Tell me that's a blooper.
I can go
That's the blooper.
That's a blooper. We all just stopped like, what is going on?
I know the rest of it.
Wow.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the early late night live show hosted by Terry Traynor and KJ Traynor, live on YouTube, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, also on channel 98 Exeter Live TV. And here is your host, Terry Traynor.
That was actually like an appropriate intro. I was affecting like a joke. But anyways, the holiday season is upon us, sparking loads of new films, TV specials, and products to fill your households, your hearts, and empty your wallets. But who's to say that that is a bad thing? Most of the holidays around this time of year have a root in materialism. I mean, take Thanksgiving. That's about the bountifulness of a harvest. Black Friday is about companies pulling themselves out of debt. Halloween is a weird thing that started because Englishmen are afraid of women with long noses. And heck, even Christmas has materialism involved with it. I mean, come on, gold, frankincense, myrrh, come on. But our favorite cable network is taking this season by the scruff of the neck and showing the world who is really bringing the holiday cheer. The Hallmark Channel is going to release 40 new films this year. You heard correctly, 40 new films about female writers living at home, men with square jaws helping out at food pantries, and puppies showing us the true meaning of Christmas. An executive from the said channel has spoken out about this phenomenon, saying, "God help us," unquote. I know some people don't like Hallmark movies, and I'm not here to judge. No, I'm not here thinking that if you don't see the wonderfulness of a puppy showing some woman from Pennsylvania, Indiana, Connecticut, or some other mild-mannered, useless state, the true meaning of Christmas, so she can fall into the arms of a man dressed in all LL Bean clothing with a slightly unshaven face, perfect hair, and a bit of smudge in his hand to make him seem like he's a normal guy. If you don't see the magic in that, then once again, I'm not here to judge, but in the spirit of Christmas, you're kind of a decaf drinking, present smashing heathen who probably hates smiling people and laughing children. Okay, maybe I'm judging a little bit, but this is the early late night live show. We're on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8, so let's roll the opening credits. All right, it is the early late night live show. We are on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Exeter Channel 98 and on our YouTube channel, the early late night live show YouTube channel. And the remote from the teleprompter fell. So yes, the magic curtain has been broken and there's a teleprompter if you can't tell. I'm not always the best actor at it. Matter of fact, when I put too many spaces in it, there's always like this, oh yes, and I've got more things to say. So anyways, it's the early late night live show on every Wednesday night. As I said, please like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube. Make sure you share with your friends, enemies alike. Bob Turnjo is on the YouTube page already, and he says, "Hi, gang." I think that's what he says. I have my glasses on. I can't really see that well from here.
He does say hi, gang.
Okay, cool. Sitting with me always, unfortunately, is my sister KJ.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Right, and you're dressed very businesslike today.
Well, I was at work today, so.
Yeah.
But I got this at like a really cheap price, and I'm going to wear it everywhere.
Once again, you
Everywhere.
smashed the veil. It could have been like some
Oh, this is a high
Armani Da Vinci thing.
I don't even
know.
know.
Like,
I don't even know. Like Callie would know, but I have no idea what would be a high-end jacket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Stuff that's being sold on the streets of New York City, not a high-end jacket, honey.
No, a knockoff high-end
A
jacket.
knockoff high-end jacket, yeah.
That I do know.
Unfortunately, Mitch Fortier is not here right now because Mitch Fortier is a schmuck, and I think he's working too. Which means,
Yeah.
you know, if you're working, you're probably not that much of a schmuck. Speaking of clothing, though, this shirt right here, this wool, actually, I'm not even sure. It may actually be
Is that
LLB. It
LLB?
may actually be LLB. I don't know. It just hit me now. I have no idea where I got this shirt from. It just hit me now that I'm sitting here. I have no clue where this shirt
See,
came
I have
from.
a terrible memory, really, for
Mm-hmm.
names and faces and pretty much everything else. But I can probably tell you how much every piece of clothing I'm wearing costs and where I got it from.
Wow. Let me see. Kestari says something. You know what? I'm going to step up for a second and move the TV screen closer so I can read because I can't see that far. All right?
And he just disconnected the
I
TV.
just disconnected the TV.
Good times.
Okay.
Why don't you sit back down, Terry?
I think I will sit back down.
We have no TV, so if Jack's watching, if he could come out and fix it.
There it is. It's back up. Yes.
I'll read it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because Terry says he actually remembered to watch the show tonight.
Oh, yeah.
What he forgot was to ask you to remind him.
Ah, yes, yes. So,
I'm glad you remembered.
yes. That Kestari is my old landlord, Steve. And he's actually in some of the ads you'll see the saga of Steve. He's in a couple of ads. He's a buddy of mine, and he's a Maynard, and so am I now, hence the flannel. So, Arnie, what have we got in the news?
Well, we're going to start with the box office. I'm going to go backwards because the more interesting thing is the number one for this weekend. But Judy, which we reviewed, I believe, last week, the trailer for.
Yes.
That debuted on what looks to be about 500 screens last week. It's in its second weekend now at 1,458 screens, and it's made $9 million so far.
That's not a lot of money.
No, I mean, it's a small amount of screens, especially compared to everybody else, but it's still not a lot. That being said, it increased its income by 57.7% by adding 900. So there's that.
But what was the budget for it?
That's not listed here.
Okay.
Downton Abbey still at number 3. Its total right now is $73 million. It made $7 million over the weekend.
I think that film's probably going to make back on replays. I don't think it's a film people are going to go to the theaters to see. I think it's one that's going to come out on Netflix or something like that, and people are going to rewatch it a lot.
I think they're going to rewatch it a lot, but they are actually coming out to see it. That's a pretty decent haul for that.
Is that
for
just
that type.
that just?
That's just U.S.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So Abominable is number 2. It made $11 million this weekend in its second week, and it's made $37 million overall, but its budget was $75.
That's a kids movie too.
Yeah.
That's really bad for a kids movie.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
but the surprise of the week was number 1. Everyone thought this movie would be number 1, but they didn't realize how much of a number 1 it
Now,
would be.
just so everyone state, we were talking about this before the show. In like a good, well-prepared host, I don't read any of the news that gets sent
We
out.
like to have your reaction.
Because part of it is the fun of getting the reaction. The other part of it is because I'm busy. Mostly it's I'm lazy. And I don't read things, as most of you know. So I asked her before the show, should I know what it is? And you said, no, you want to see my reaction on air.
Right.
So what?
So Joker, which
Yes.
is the dark, sort of artsy film based on the DC character.
Yep.
Debuted this weekend.
Yes. A lot of hype around it. I
Yeah, a
was
lot
actually
of
in it.
hype, yep. The estimates varied on how much they thought. People thought maybe 60 million.
Because
maybe 80
DC has
million.
tanked on a lot of things that they've
Right.
done. So, yep.
And this would not be one of them. They made 96 million
96
just in the U.S.
6 million?
Yeah. On a $55 million budget. And as of the 7th, it made 119 million in the United States and Canada, and 152 million in other territories for a worldwide total of 272 million.
The first.
Right. Now.
Whoa! Wow! Whoop.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why
Bear in mind, this is a rated R film that's not family friendly.
And it's not an action blockbuster film
Nope.
by any stretch.
No, I mean, there were a lot of rumors that it was going to inspire violence, that, you know, it glorified violence. The reviewers have been interestingly split. They, you know, depending on which side of the political wall they're on, which I'm not going to talk about, but
Because they don't
whether
talk
or
about
not they
sports,
liked
politics,
it. Yep.
or swearing on this show.
No, but the reviews have kind of been all over the place. But the one thing that's remained consistent is everyone's been like, whoa, when they walked out, for one reason or another.
I saw The Greatest Interview with Joaquin Phoenix, okay? And
When he was walking out. Go ahead.
do you hear that, Arnie? Do you hear the only laughter is coming from you?
Yes.
Now you know what it's like to be me, all right?
Yes, okay,
So,
anyway. Mitch is so glad he's not here tonight.
yeah, so I saw an interview with him, and the interviewer said, a lot of people talk about how the role of Joker messes with you. Joaquin Phoenix is like, not really. No, it didn't mess with me at all. I don't really know what method acting is. I just acted the part.
So what they did that was unusual for this film was they hired a woman to do the music, which was not the unusual part, but the director asked her to start composing the music based off the script. So for certain key moments of the film, he would play the music as they were shooting it.
Oh.
So there's a scene in the bathroom where he's putting on his makeup and he's kind of turning into the Joker, and he starts dancing. And that wasn't scripted. It was just he was listening to the music and just started dancing. And then that's that scene
Wow.
that you see there. So like yeah.
Now don't tell me anymore, because I still want to see it.
Right.
Yeah. Our girlfriend called me up and said, Hannah just commented, Joker.
I know, I so want to see it. I almost went to see it last night and I didn't. So.
She was like, I read all the spoilers. Can I talk to you about it? I'm like, no, we can't talk about it because I really want to be surprised about this.
I was watching a review of it and it had all the spoilers in it. It made me want to see it more. I'm like, Now I really want to see it. Like, I wanted to see it anyway.
Because you really weren't like a fan of, like, you were kind of like iffy about it, curious, but you weren't like.
No, I wasn't blown away.
And neither
by
was I. I was not excited about the first couple trailers I saw of her, but the more I paid attention to it, wow, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
All right.
And like I said, for a rated R comic book, and there's serious talk about it perhaps going for an Oscar, that they're really going to campaign for that, which, judging from the way it was received, I think it was the Venice Film Festival, it's got a good shot.
Jem Levitt says, "Oh, Arnie, can you do the dance impression again? Can we cut to a wide shot so we can see Arnie's impression of the Joker?" I don't know where we're cutting to. Okay, cut to the wide shot so we can see Arnie's impression of the Joker in the bathroom dancing. There we go. Yes, this is why it's fun to do a live show, you know.
Anyway, so another comic film that's up for, that they're campaigning for Oscar consideration is Avengers Endgame. They're campaigning very heavily for Best Picture, Best Special Effects, and all that fun stuff. The one person that's not campaigning for Best Actor is Robert Downey Jr. He's actually come out in an interview, and people have asked him, you know, they're going to put you forward for that. Are you excited? He's like, I'd rather it didn't happen. He didn't state why he didn't want that to happen, but he just doesn't want an Oscar for Tony Stark.
I wonder why. Because that could be something that could be very respectful of him, and something that could be like maybe you being a jerk, you know?
I watched Endgame. I don't feel that he was one of a cast of many.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, singling one person out as the best actor in this film, it doesn't work because everyone else was strong in it, and there was no weak performances.
Right.
He was great, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't his film.
Yeah,
So-
because the last time a superhero film that I recall, acting-wise, has gotten nominated for an Academy Award, it's got to be The Dark Knight, I think.
Someone was nominated for that because they were campaigning for Black Panther.
Okay,
And
well,
that-
I know a lot of films have been nominated for awards,
Mm-hmm.
but as an actor being nominated for Best Actor, I'm pretty sure it was Heath Ledger.
Oh,
He was
that's
actually
right.
going up against Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder. So
It
you
would
know,
be funny if like the other nomination is the Joker.
that'd be cool. I don't know why I think that would be cool. What difference does it make? I don't even watch the Oscars. Anyways, all right, Jem Levitt says, I love it, Arnie. So we have an excited fan. That's good. All right, what else we got in the news?
All right, so are you aware of the Netflix series, The Crown?
No.
Okay,
Is it
so-
about British people?
It's about British people. It's specifically about Queen Elizabeth's reign. It starts with her ascending to the throne. The first 2 seasons starred one actress. Now they're moving on to a secondary cast because they're older now. Helena Bonham Carter is playing Princess Margaret.
Okay.
There's a picture that should come up pretty soon of the pair of them together. And she actually sought approval from Princess Margaret before she accepted
Whoa.
the role.
Okay, that the actress and the real person?
Yep.
Wow. I didn't, okay.
Yep. So she sought Princess Margaret's
I really
approval.
don't do any of the research of the news that we
You
send
don't,
out.
but when you finish the story, you will like it. She sought Princess Margaret's approval before she accepted the role, just to make sure she was cool with it.
Okay.
The only difficulty was Princess Margaret's been dead since 2002. She had to go through a psychic. She did, however, receive, I guess, affirmation that it was okay for her to play the role. So now she's going to play Princess Margaret.
Can you rewind that again?
She said
First of all,
apparently.
this is news? Like,
It's gossip, but I like it. Mitch isn't here, so I can do whatever I want. But according to Helena Bonham Carter and the psychic, Princess Margaret said that she was glad it was Helena Bonham Carter who was playing herself in this TV series.
on that note, when we come back, we'll have our special guest, Doug Balakovich, coming on the show to talk about his many experiences on the professional film circuit. So, weird news aside, it's our late night live show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8. We will be right back.
You gotta at least come get checked out at the hospital.
I don't have to do.
Roy, it's the law. We gotta let him go. He doesn't want medical attention.
Seriously, John, it's the 3rd time this week.
I understand that. His life doesn't mean anything to him, does it? See?
right.
It doesn't mean anything to him. I understand it's not right. He doesn't want medical attention. Out he goes. He doesn't care about his own safety. He doesn't care about his own life. Let him go.
I think I hurt my foot.
Yeah, then call an ambulance then, asshole.
I've never met a woman so jealous. She thinks I'm screwing around with D.
Well, are you?
No, but I mean, come on, who wouldn't?
I'd be all over that like a hobo on groceries.
Medic 3, respond for the back
Right, Medicare response.
Better not be who I think it is.
Well, who do you think it is?
I like to call him the Friendly Skies.
Friendly Skies?
Yeah, he's got more frequent flyers than Logan Airport.
Oh, he's like a flight attendant or like a male stewardess or a pilot or something?
What are you, me? Oh, he's frequent flyer to the ER, back pain, toe pain, wants pills. Just drive.
Can you guys just, like, I don't know, have a meeting or something and all agree not to do that?
Us guys? What, us guys here at the station? Or like...
Yeah, no, you guys everywhere.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could probably at least do a Facebook request and group everybody together as... You mean all guys, or...?
Oh, we're back. Oops. It's the Early Late Night Live Show. We're on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Exeter Channel 98 and on our YouTube channel, the Early Late Night Live Show YouTube channel. He is a very experienced actor, and he's still sitting on our couch. So what the heck's about that? Douglas Balakovich, how are you doing?
I am good. I'm still sitting on your couch.
You
I just got here.
I know, you just got here. Yeah, I know. But you'd be surprised how many people just book it for the door after the opening monologue.
Well, I was real tempted to go up those stairs.
We have all been. So there's a set of creepy stairs that go up to a doorway, and I've been told several times by Bob Glowacki, the guy who runs the studio, we're not allowed to go up there.
When I said tempted, I meant not at all.
I was.
I mean, it's definitely.
I've been wanting to go up the stairs really badly. So.
Yeah. But we could do it together if you want to go on my back.
We'll hold hands and everything like that.
Guys, you know, Rob could be watching right now.
Oh, that's true, yeah. All right, so we were having a lot of really interesting conversation before the show, but what would you say, I'm going to start off with this. What would you say is one of your most memorable experiences being on set?
Oh, I'm sure everybody that knows me is already going to know this. The first time I doubled for Kevin James on Grown Ups 2, it was 2 years after I had survived intestinal cancer, so I had been compared to him for most of my life. And the King of Queens is, you look like the guy, you look like the UPS guy, my eyes are getting weary, yeah, I get it. So I got the opportunity thanks to Kristen Barona, who was at Sandy Alisi Casting at the time. Now she's at Central Casting. I hate Kristen. And she, she believed in me, and I, worked on it from, I want to say a month and a half total throughout all the days I was needed until we all said goodbye. And it was surreal for me because, to be compared to somebody is one thing. It's like, you get compared to this one and that one, whatever. But to work side by side with them, to get to actually like share moments of your life and talk about like your experiences, especially with like me and Kevin with weight loss and stuff. Like we had a small conversation about that.
Because he's like put on and dropped weight for so many years.
Yeah, and I just took off 60 pounds since last October.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's always been a struggle. We were talking about peanut butter cups and then Adam said, hey, you guys get together, guys, and we took a photo. So he's in the middle of taking a photo with his phone, and I got mine on my pocket, and I was like, Adam, do you mind taking with mine now? And it's one of my favorite, most memorable things, just because it was just such an amazing experience for me to actually be part of that. And then, so I'd have to say that's probably the top of the monument for me.
Yeah, because it's a guy who's been a part of your life in a weird sort of way for a long time. And it wasn't just a photo op, you actually were working with him. Like, so we were talking about before the show, people meet celebrities once and they make a judgment about them for the rest of their life. You know?
Yeah. And that's unfortunate because, you do read things in the tabloids about pretty much every celebrity. I mean, come on, you'll be able to dig up the dirt on anyone, probably even us. I mean, we're celebrities, right? I mean, that's why we're here. But I would have to say that I never had any issues of any sort with Kevin at all. And I mean, he was amazing to me. He treated me like I was part of the family. Adam was great. All the guys there, everybody was great, down from the executive producer to the Alan Covert. I mean, all those guys were top notch, and you couldn't honestly ask for a better crew to work with than Happy Madison crew, honestly.
Wow. Really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Sean Allen films, but on totally different
films, right.
on totally different levels, like because one is independent and so on and so forth, and one is Happy Madison Productions. I mean, come on, what I mean?
It's kind of nice to know that they, really nice ones are out there.
Oh no, I mean there really are. I mean, and there's probably tons of them out there, but it's like I'm a man of very specific dimensions, and I get chosen for very specific things, and you know, I'm either right for it out of one of the 5 or 6 guys I'm sitting next to on the church pew bench outside the audition room, or I'm not. And if I'm not, it is what it is. And I think it's hard to move on from that, because you're like, really? Like, you know, and especially when you see the person that did it and you're like, oh, all right. Yeah, I really see why they were chosen.
I feel like casting is like dating sometimes. Like you go in there and you're like trying to make a really good impression.
Yeah.
And you're going to get rejected a lot, especially if you're on the online apps that I'm on.
Yeah, you're on
You talk about dating or acting apps, Arnie?
Both.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, you know, there's
you gotta keep swinging.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to keep swinging, and eventually you'll get a gutter ball. I mean, you'll get a home. So I mean, honestly, like, you know, the whole game is like, I mean, I don't have always very thick skin, and I probably never will. So I take things to heart a lot. You know what I mean? I've had experiences that I was like, wow, like, you know, I bent over backwards and did like, why would you possibly have an issue with somebody that you don't even know? And it's like, it's this cutthroat type of like, well, you know, you're auditioning for what I'm auditioning for, and you know, I'm gonna hate you now, and blah, 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 blah. And I kind of laugh at that. It's like, you know, it's just, I don't subscribe to that policy. I have many friends that I support on a very regular basis that are great actors. You know, Jose Gonzalez. You know, my friend Matt Wong that has started getting into it and has done some double work for Mark Wahlberg, and Michael Swanson. I mean, you know, the list goes on of the quality people. Michael Gonza, who I just did some stuff with, and we'll be doing something with, you know, in the future. But the list goes on of the quality people that you want to kind of be around, and then there's the people that, you know, it's like, you know, if you add them on your social media page and you post a photo and you post a story, you notice like there's like 40, 50, 60 people that are watching your story, and maybe 15 of those people will actually like your post. So it's like, okay, so so you're a fan, like you like watching what I'm doing, but you don't support it. I try to sort of support like all of my friends, because I think that like, it's not really necessarily a competition. It's like, I hope we all win. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm not right for something you're auditioning for. I'm not a female, and same with you.
I'm not a female either. Yeah,
right, but you have a specific build, I have a specific build, and I hate going back to that, but it's so true.
But it's true, yeah, because I'm glad you brought that up, because I remember bringing this up with an actor once. Well, no, you have this sort of type of look. And I was picking out other actors to sort of compare like roles that this guy would be suited for. He got so mad at me. I'm like, I didn't build your face, dude. Like this is, you know, and it's either enjoy and, you know, obviously it's worked out well for you.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
You know, I'm not driving around town and taking limos across the street and everything else. I mean, I'm still sweating from the walk around town.
Right, yeah, because we gave you the wrong address pretty much, but that was
well, that and the fact that the Szechuan food behind that building across the street that I parked at, it smells amazing.
It's very good food, yes.
And I was told that there would be cake, and I don't see any here.
Oh,
so,
the cake, yeah.
And
I wasn't supposed to eat that. Was that what the note was about?
Nice. That's really nice. Yeah, this guy is taking too long to get here. Well, that's because he's down the other end of town. He's like taking photos of every building he's standing in front of, hoping
he's sending me photos. I'm like, I don't know where that
yeah,
building
like I'm right
is.
here. I'm like, yeah, is this the theater? Am I here now?
When I got the photo of Walgreens, I thought he's gone way too far.
Yeah. Especially the bathroom one. They really didn't want to let me use it either. So I mean, that's like that to me was a monumental experience for to be able to, you know, and I, you know, I'm definitely not going to, but I was like, when I first went on set, like, I think it happens all the time. You get in your own head and you're like, oh my God, like what's going to happen here? Like, am I going to fail? Am I going to be bad? So like, I remember when I was told, you know, you're going to be doing a running scene for Kevin and so on and so forth. Now, I had junk knees. Both of my knees are titanium and plastic now, you know, even at my age, which I'm not going to disclose. But, you know, I ran up and down this hill with, you know, a very fit female physique and bodybuilder, Chris Marl, who is amazing, and also Adam Sandler and you know, Chris Rock. And like, you know, we went up and down this hill, and then the doubles, like I ran with the actors, but I also ran with the doubles. So it was like 96 degrees out. I've got on this mechanic's outfit, makeup, beard, because I didn't have my own beard at the time. And it's like, I'm just like, I am so in pain, but I did not care because that's what I signed up for. I signed up to be there, to do it. So you show up and you show out and you do what you got to do because you never know who's watching. And there's always going to, you know what I mean? There's always going to be somebody that doesn't like you for, you know, a first timer. You come in, you know, you make people, you know.
Film sets are so clicky.
It really is,
clicky.
because I started out being his photo double, and then it was like I was approached and they said, well, you're going to do some of his stand-in too. And then I ended up doing Kevin's stand-in. I also did some stand-in for Richie Minervini's character, Principal Tardio. I did a stand-in for Dennis Dugan. Sitting at the table with Shaq and everybody, like, so I was trying to be as universal as possible. The only thing I didn't do was because of my knees, I didn't want to climb up into that tree house because I never would have come down. Like, that was my, like, and I, you know, so I switched off with another utility stand-in, and I laid on the ground for John Lauren, Adam's friend with the cross eye. He was playing Donald Trump in the backyard or whatever. So you know, but to me, like, it was the time of my life. Something I'll never forget, and you know, but everywhere I go, it's always the same. Like, no matter what movie I've worked on, oh, Kevin James. The guy doing my hair in like American Hustle was like, "You're Kevin James, see?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, it's fine." But you know, I made some great friends from all that, and you know, I mean, that's just one project, but there's so many other things. You know, working on shows like Paragods and being able to have the creative tools of writing and putting on paper and then acting it out, which is seen in the reel that I sent over. And I'm proud of stuff like that. And you know, there are people that, you know, I try and like promote things like that, and there are people that might not be too keen on that because it's looked at as showboating, but it's pretty much like, you know, when somebody gets a new puppy, hey, look, here's my dog. Here's 77 photos of my dog eating his brand new kibble out of the bowl that I bought. So to me, it's the same way. You want to showcase what you did. I'm damn proud of what I did on the final season there with.
How was it leaving Paragods? Like,
Because it was what, 5 years the show was.
Yeah, but
on.
I popped in and out. That's kind of how me and Sean talked about it. Like, you know, I'm going to pop in and out, do some scenes here and there. I was in a couple scenes in one, a couple scenes in another. And then, you know, when it came time for the final season, he said, you know, I'd like you to write something for your character again. And I was like, okay, great. Give me an example. That's all I need. Give me an example. Boom. Your character has a scuffle with a junkie. I said, okay, great. So I took part of something that happened with my dad, who was an alcoholic, and may he rest in peace. We didn't have the greatest relationship, and he tossed me across the kitchen one day and then picked me up off the floor and held me up against the sink. And I put that scene into my scene in Paragods, but I reversed it. I was the aggressor. The junkie was on the floor, cowering in the corner. I picked him up during our little battle of words. And that's when things get out of control. But, you know, the other stuff, like with Chris Doobie in the ambulance, where, you know, we're going back and forth, like, you know, she thinks I'm fooling around with D, and I'm like, well, are you? And he's like, no, but I mean, come on. And I'm like, I'd be all over that like a hobo on groceries. Like, that just came out of my mouth. And the assistant director was like, that's not in the script. And that's kind of how I was, you know, that's kind of what, and Sean was like, I don't care, I love it, we're keeping it. So, and I got so many like outrageous responses for that. Dude, that was hilarious. That was, you know, like, and then I had people messaging me, you know, I love the stuff that you just posted. Would you want to do a scene with me for like my reel? And I'm like, I'll help anybody out that I can in any way. But you know, there's a limit. You know.
One last thing before you stick around for trailer trash.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, this time is flowing by. But one last thing before we have to cut the break. What would you say is the biggest difference between, obviously besides the money, because everyone wants to go to the money, but when you're in front of the camera, it doesn't matter what the camera costs. You can be acting in front of the camera, it doesn't matter. What's the big difference between independent films, low to no budget films, versus being on like a professional set?
Oh, I mean, that's kind of tough to answer because I've seen some like amazing camera work on independent stuff. and that you would never know who shot it. You know what I mean? And the same, obviously, I've seen some stuff on big budget films that I was like, wow, like did they shoot that through like a dirty screen door at like a cottage in like the middle of the woods? And
while they were high.
Exactly. Yeah. Seriously, like blindfolded at that. Yeah. But I mean, that's really kind of tough because I think Paragods, especially I'm going to use that as an example. But Paragods, I think the last season of that show was one of the best looking on camera. Just the angles and just the stuff that Sean and everybody did to it, like you could see the evolution of that project as it went on, and I was like, man, this could only get better. But Sean wanted to end it the way that they ended it, and I was proud to be asked to be back and be a part of the ending and kind of say goodbye to my character whose name was Kevin. No idea why.
Wow.
But yeah, so honestly, I don't know if I can honestly answer that, and I hate giving you that answer.
No, that's fine, man.
I think I've seen some amazing stuff done independently, and some amazing stuff done on the big screen, big budget, and also terrible on both.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope.
No, I'm glad someone says that because one does not automatically classify for one or the other.
Yeah.
If it's a big budget, doesn't mean it's good, and if it's small budget, doesn't mean it's bad. But we got to cut to break, and we got to come back with Trailer Trash. But Bob Turner, before we leave, says I loved Paragod. So
nice.
Well,
nice. Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to break. When we come back, it'll be Trailer Trash, and we have a couple interesting trailers we're going to be talking about coming up. So Early Late Night Live show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8, Exeter Channel 98. Be right back.
Boy, I look terrible.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Daniel Graham with Exeter TV, and this is The Vertex, your corner in gaming. Start saving up, ladies and gentlemen, because the next console generation is on its way. Sony announced yesterday that it's set to launch the next PlayStation during the holidays of 2020. Its newest console, titled the PlayStation 5 because Sony is very well known for its creativity, will feature new controllers and hardware. It was announced officially back in April with a maximum resolution of 8K, while another report says it will be able to handle a 4K resolution at 120 frames per second. If you're unfamiliar with what that means, think of it in terms of a nice scotch. It's going to look really clear and be really smooth. I don't drink, I don't know if that analogy works. Also announced yesterday were that its controllers will feature haptic feedback, which is a more fine-tuned version of controller rumbling featured in past generations, and a new feature they're calling adaptive triggers. Basically, developers will be able to program in how much the L2 and R2 triggers resist being pulled. As someone with a toe in the development world, that's really cool. Sorry. For more information, check out the Early Late Night Live show on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and watch us live every Wednesday night at 7 on Channel 98.
Welcome back to the Early Late Night Live show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8, Exeter Channel 98, and the Early Late Night Live show. What? No, and on our YouTube page, the Early Late Night Live show. New segment from Damn It Dan in the back. He's going to talk about some geek stuff, and it's finally he got that segment up and running, so hopefully we'll be doing more of that. But it's our favorite segment of the show, Trailer Trash. And Arnie, what's the first trailer we have up?
The first trailer is Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I just love that title.
We are rolling the trailer, I think, at some point in time.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually we'll roll the trailer. So I am going to say right now, I'm going to tell you my little story involved with this Harley Quinn. I don't know why the camera's staying on me right now.
Do you want me to tell people what it's about first before we get into it?
Well, no, really,
there it is.
Really quick. I got a text message from my sister Callie, and she's so excited about this film. She loves Harley Quinn. She sent me the trailer. I got to see this. So, anyways, Arnie, yes, do a bit.
All right. So this is coming out in February of 2020. After splitting from the Joker, Harley Quinn joins superheroes Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya to save a young girl from an evil crime lord. And it stars Margot Robbie.
Robbie.
What
is wrong with you?
Neil McGregor. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course I said that. and other people who I won't say because I'm tired of being laughed at. Anyway, the director is Kathy Yan, and it's written by Christina Hodson.
Oh, so female cast, female director, and female writer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's
And
really
it's
cool.
got Ewan McGregor in it, so.
Yes, Ewan McGregor in it. So there's a lot to say about this trailer.
Mm.
All right. Mainly, it is definitely Harley Quinn. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn over to our guest first and ask him his opinion about this trailer.
All my life? Yeah.
Right.
I honestly, I thought she was amazing in Suicide Squad. She's amazing in pretty much everything. Like I, Tanya, like anything she does, she kills this role. And there's so much going on in this trailer, honestly, as much as I love it, like I love all the action sequences and stuff, and watching her do this. But wasn't there a TV show of the same name that was based on like Batgirl and
Yes, there was.
Yeah, yeah, and I thought that's actually what was good.
This is my favorite part of the trailer right here, this very last bit.
Oh,
when she's
yeah.
driving the minivan saying, you know, what her insult should be. And
Yeah.
she just
Yeah, boom.
hands the most cartoonish stick of dynamite.
I mean, I really enjoy the trailer. I think it looks like a lot of fun. I think she's going to kill the role, and they'll just keep that going to movie to movie to movie to movie. So.
Yeah. All right, Arnie, your thoughts on this trailer?
Okay, so I guess the first thing I should say is I had no idea what it was actually about when I watched the trailer. I didn't get kidnapped. I didn't get working with the good guys. I just got fabulous clothes, really great lines, good action, and like just so much color. The lines are, usually when they do girl characters, they give them bad, really stupid lines to say. All the lines in this feel like a woman wrote them. And they feel like they came from when we were freaking out about something. So I love this. I just think this is going to be so much fun to watch.
This looks like a Madonna video right here.
Yeah, I
Right
mean,
there.
there's a lot of music video type stuff in it. I don't know. It just looks like it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
there's like some hyenas too that she's eating out of their mouths.
it's just
Is it
crazy.
jackals or something?
Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably going to get like a sugar rush headache by the time I'm done watching it. But I still
Probably
really
from the
want to see
cake
it.
that was supposed to
Right,
be
like
here.
this bit
but-
here, I love that bit when she's talking about the, you know, we can have a sleepover, like, you know, like that. And the other girl's like, yeah, let's focus. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway.
The name, I love the name.
Yes.
I love the fact, by the way, I do love the fact that it is clearly violent. And they're not making fun of the fact that this is violent. I love Ewan McGregor. The look of Ewan McGregor in this is just crazy. Definitely the action. Some of the action looks really good. And it's just, I mean, like the shot where she goes into the back of the car.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You can't tell whether it's her or a stunt double, but it doesn't matter. You can see it right in frame. It's just, you know. It's,
Yeah.
So I didn't know that they were doing this movie. I did like her in Suicide Squad, and I was like, okay. And me and Callie have talked a lot about it. Callie really loves Harley Quinn's character in that. She was definitely the best part of Suicide Squad too. And then the first trailer, they gave a little like 4-second trailer that was just, oh my God, and like just grabbed your attention. And this trailer just sucked you right in. You're right. I had no clue what the plot was, but I did kind of get the impression that she was on the side of the good guys because the shot where she's shooting the cop, she's shooting with a beanbag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so to me, that immediately said, okay, she's probably on the side of the good guys. Sorry says, Quinn and Joker have hyenas as pets in the Batman animated series. Wow.
Yes. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
That is a real nerd thing to know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you mean you didn't?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was invented for the animated series, I believe.
Really?
She's relatively new to the Batman world.
Oh, okay. Mr. J.
Yeah.
Because they did a good job in Suicide Squad with showing how messed up she was.
Oh yeah.
Which you know.
Yeah, she's.
And though you definitely weren't really sympathetic for her, you at least understood her.
Yeah.
You understood why she was already kind of crazy, and Joker just pushed her over the edge. But anyways, I'm going to jump into my rating for this trailer. I'm giving absolutely one solid thumb up and one thumb sideways because, look at it from a filmmaker's perspective. And this is going to sound silly for this one, but it doesn't have a lot of substance in the trailer.
It's like all action.
It's
the
all
whole thing
action.
is like
It's a very good trailer.
Right.
But from a filmmaker's perspective, it means if it's trailer sometimes that good, that's based upon the stuff that's on the screen, not the idea of what could be behind the screen.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So that's the reason why my thumb sideways, one thumb solidly up.
That's a good review.
Arnie, your thoughts?
Actually, I was going to do the same. actually, because the style is just way, way up there. But Sugar Rush Headache, I'm not really sure there's enough to ground me.
Right.
And also, it's always about the sequel with the girl. Is always about the guy who broke her heart, and I'm kind of sick of that too. So. But that said, I'm still definitely going to see it.
Okay,
So.
all right. Doug, your rating on this?
Oh, you want me to do that too?
Yeah, you can do that too, yeah.
So I think that, I think I'm going to go 2 thumbs up, and I'll tell you why, because I love her as Harley Quinn. I love the action sequence. I love Ewan McGregor. I think Rosie Perez is also in it. So I'm going to do 2 solid thumbs up because it was like one constant like thrill ride for 2.5 minutes or so.
It definitely was,
and that's right up my alley. Now, I mean, sometimes I hate when they give away too much stuff in the trailer. It's just like, oh yeah, I should have figured that was going to happen. I saw it 55 times in an hour in a trailer. So I'm going to go with 2 thumbs up for the visuals, the action, the explosions, and the hyenas too. That was really sold me on that.
Thank
I
you,
did,
DC.
yeah. 2 thumbs up for the hyenas.
Planet Jack says 2 thumbs up from me. The ladies of the DC universe are getting so much deserved screen time. Yeah, they looked awesome. Like it looked really cool. They looked. I mean, this sounds so weird, but it's they a lot of times they screw up female lead action roles. Almost all the time, Hollywood screws them up. They look cool. Like they look cool, and they looked funny, and they looked fun, and it was just So I agree with that. All right, Arnie, what's the next trailer
The
we got?
next one is the trailer for Lost in Space Season 2, the Netflix series. So could we roll that, please?
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
All right, I'm sure everybody understands what Lost in Space is about, but just in case they don't, it's after the crash landing on an alien planet, the Robinson family fight against all odds to survive and escape, but they're surrounded by hidden dangers. This stars Molly Parker, Toby Stevens, Maxwell Jenkins, and Parker Posey, and Brian Steele. It's directed by a bunch of people and written by a bunch of people.
Because it's a TV
right,
series.
and it comes out Christmas. This new series comes out Christmas 2019.
So I watched the trailer before the show. Me and Doug actually both watched it together.
Yeah.
Not that there was a moment or anything. We just happened to watch it on the same phone.
we were awfully close.
We were, yeah. That was true. Yeah, I'll give you that. So what? But we had a lot to say about this trailer actually. But Doug, I once again as the guest, I'm going to let you go first because you had a lot to say about this trailer as well.
Yeah. You want to finish it, or do you want?
No.
Oh,
all
right. Yeah, that's fun. No, I know that's what's throwing me off. But when we both watched it together side by side. Sorry about the arm, by the way.
It's okay. It's fine.
I thought the visuals are absolutely amazing. I would probably take a nap through most of the show. It was a slow moving trailer, and then there's the Somewhere Over the Rainbow song as well.
Yeah.
The piano, it's a little haunting, and you're like, all right, well, now I know what that is. Yeah.
Even this last shot with the alien, with the robot, is that the robot they're looking for?
I believe so. I saw part of the first season, and then it's kind of like when I buy a new paperback, I read 50 pages, and then it goes into the shelf, and I never read it again. So,
and then when your friends come over and say, "Did you read this book?" And you're like,
"Yeah, go ahead and borrow that. Go ahead, take it from me."
Tell me how it ends. I mean,
right? Yeah, let me know what you thought of the ending. I thought it was amazing, but I thought it was very slow. But the visuals amazing. I think there's a whale somewhere in there too. I'm not even sure. Was it? Did you see that? It was like swimming upwards within the ocean. I don't know.
Incredible visuals for this, yes. And yet the trailer is slow. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose to say, hey, by the way, guys, there's not a lot of action in this. Just to give you a heads up. But the lady eating, to me, this felt like an old Steven Spielberg thing, because there's a lot of focus on kids in this.
Yeah.
And there's some lady eating a chip.
Yeah.
Like they really.
Yeah, that's the doctor. She's causing all kinds of trouble.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they want you to have all kinds of feels. They want you to get the feels for this. You want to get emotionally.
It's a space whale.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Space whale. Exactly what I was expecting out of a trailer.
Right.
At least this one, anyways.
I mean, whales eat plankton. Do space whales eat like tribbles or something?
I mean, like even this. Talk about slow. Even this last shot, it just goes on forever. It feels like. With
that is the robot. That's what that's what the robot in the last one looked like. So I mean,
okay. Cut the nostalgia crap out, all right? Like, can we just cut it out, please, for a second? Okay. There was nothing to do with Wizard of Oz in Lost in Space. Am I wrong on that, or is there
You're
like?
kind of wrong on that.
Okay, I mean, is
They're
Dorothy
trying
play?
to get home.
They're trying to get home. Okay,
Right.
all right. That's a lot of stories. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Not just attaching it to one of the most famous movies of all time that had nothing to do with space.
Yeah.
All right. You know, had nothing to do with aliens, had nothing to do with robots. So it had some guy in tin. It had nothing to do with robots, and that is forcing nostalgia. Don't you feel homey? Don't you feel homey and relaxed now? Because it's somewhere over the rainbow, even though it has really nothing to do with this stupid movie.
Right.
And that ticked me off. You could have had any good instrumental music there to give you that homey feeling, all right? Or that longing or lost feeling. It's not hard to make sentimental music for that, okay? But you had to take it somewhere over the rainbow. Instantly put a bad taste in my mouth for that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I will agree, the visual's great, trailer's slow.
You see that a lot, though. Like movies insert like the Rocky theme into the randomest scenes of a movie.
Yes.
Like you could have filmed me walking around town trying to get here with the going up and down those stairs, and it's like, you know, it has nothing to do with Rocky, but it's happening. We're going to enjoy it. It's like, I like that song.
Yeah, when
know
you
what
think
I
about it, you could change the tone of any walking scene by the music you put
Yeah.
on. Like you could do that. At
Dun-dun,
last, like that. It's a romantic comedy. All
Yeah,
of a
the
sudden.
Pink Panther, anything. That was the Pink Panther would have been me earlier.
Yeah, that was definitely
because I was
yeah.
creeping in and out of buildings that I didn't even belong in, and I wasn't getting in trouble. I was just holding my hands up like I don't know. No one said a word to me. Like
Okay, so I have some thoughts on this series.
Okay, oh, right, yes, on
Yes,
the
because
series,
I've
yeah.
actually watched the original series, not the whole thing, but I watched the original series and the movie that came out in the 90s with, anyway. And I also watched the first episode of this new series.
You
And
haven't
this
gotten
was-
through any of these things, have you?
Well, no, I got through the whole movie.
Okay.
Like that. It was Gary Oldman's worst role was in, the only one he sucked at was Lost in Space. But anyway, Lost in Space is a thriller about a family that's lost, you know. And the Netflix series was the first one that got the tone right, I thought,
All right.
even though the movie was fun. This trailer doesn't look like anything like what I remember from that episode. It's just too slow. It's too big, and
It
it's
feels like it's trying to be Stranger Things or E.T.
right. And
you know?
I think it's a better show than the trailer shows it to be.
Hmm.
And I was very surprised that was the approach they took because they're trying to show you elements. If you're a fan of the old show, you'll see what they're trying to do, but it just doesn't work. And I'm really surprised that this is what they're choosing to put out there because it's otherwise a good show.
All right. Now, what's your rating on this one?
On the just the trailer, I got to
Well-
do 2 thumbs down because I would never watch it based on the trailer.
Oh, 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down. I would never watch it based on this trailer. It's boring.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the same page as you. With
Okay.
that. I mean, you want me to go? You want?
Yeah,
me to
go for it, go for it,
I
yeah.
would say 1 thumb up and 1 thumb down, purely for the visuals were incredible, but I would definitely be snoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go 1 thumb down because the nostalgia thing. I feel like we're trying to capture something that had nothing ever to do with this. All right, we're trying to remind you, like Rocky theme and a thing that has nothing to do about Rocky.
Yeah.
1 thumb sideways because the visuals are very good, but if you're a Netflix series that's about space, they better be.
Yeah.
You know, so if it was anything other than a high budget Netflix series, it would have gotten a thumbs up for the visuals, but it's not. So thumb sideways. All right. All right. Anyways, it's our late night live show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8. When we come back, we're going to take a trip into space, into a world of the unknown called Planet Jack. We'll be right back.
All right, all set.
Where's Ernie? I told her 9 o'clock.
Oh, she'll be here.
I'm here, guys. I'm here. Oh, you look great.
Thanks.
Arnie?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be filming promos for the early late night live show.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and didn't you get the text message about the dress code?
Oh, right. Yeah, you said dress appropriately.
And?
Well, I thought you said that on this show you represented independent, angry filmmakers. Mitch represented actors in the industry, and I represented geeks and fangirls.
Yeah?
And you said dress appropriately.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so, appropriate.
Cool.
Watch the early late night live show.
Every Wednesday night at 7 on Exeter 98.
And live on YouTube.
Live long and prosper, y'all.
Arnie?
Yeah.
Get out.
Right.
I like it.
Hello and welcome back to the Early Late Night Live show, and also welcome to the newest segment of our show, Minute on Planet Jack. Let me introduce myself. I'm Jack, the director here on the Early Late Night Live show. I enjoy video games, music, movies, comic books, Netflix, books, and watching the Early Late Night Live show. And some sports, but don't tell Terry. We don't talk about
Jack,
that here.
you're gonna
Sorry.
get fired.
Sorry. So in the world of music, after 13 years of silence, the band Tool returns with a new album and their tour, Fear Inoculum. I just looked up the tickets earlier. Cheapest seats are $300 each. So good luck with that. Also, my favorite new musical artist and self-love coach, Lizzo, has been sitting pretty at #1 for 6 weeks straight on the Billboard Hot 100. I'm sure you guys have already been hearing her, as she has 3 songs playing all the time on the radio. Her latest album is a must-listen, in my opinion. Her tickets start at $150, so maybe a little bit more in your price range. I don't know. For a Netflix update, my wife and I binge-watched Stranger Things Season 3. No spoilers, just so you guys know, I won't spoil anything for you. But I was not disappointed. As an homage to 80s horror films, this season reminded me of such classics as The Thing, It, Stand By Me, anything written by Stephen King in the 80s. But it is definitely worth a watch if you liked season 1 and 2. So that has been a Minute on Planet Jack. Thank you for joining us. Next week I'll also have a little bit more in video games, music, and movies.
No sports.
No sports, though.
There.
Thanks, Terry.
So we took a trip to Planet Jack. How do you feel? Is your head? Are you lightheaded? Are you in the same time zone as when you left? Who knows? But anyways, we're on the last segment of a show, and we have a photo from our guest that he sent out. Can we bring up the photo of Doug? If you don't recognize him because he has a big beard on. Do we have the photo, Dan? Could we put the photo up? Anyways. Dan. There we go.
Oh
yes.
boy, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is.
Holy. So, to be perfectly honest, looking at it now, I thought, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, why did he send 2 photos of himself side by side? That's what I honestly that's what I honestly thought when I saw it. We can take the photo down, thank you. That's what I honestly thought. But also, I forgot that it was you that was coming tonight, and Arnie sent me a photo saying, our guest wants you to take a look at this photo. I'm like, why the hell? Okay, sure.
Did you think it was somebody from the...
I didn't even recognize you.
You thought it was somebody from the Marshall Tucker band or something from the 80s?
That's what it looked like. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was ZZ Top.
Yeah, well, I mean, she had mentioned, you wanted any photos, or, the reel I sent and all that stuff. So I sent, there's some stuff from Grown Ups 2, that picture there, and then the reel, and I just went with it that way.
Now, that's the fake. Is that a fake beard?
Yeah, Kevin's was real.
Right.
They put a replica on me. Kevin was actually growing his beard for a thriller he was filming in Toronto, which I'm looking forward to, him stepping outside of the box, which I will be doing at some point this year as well.
Oh, wow.
So,
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, but it was about an hour and maybe 10 minutes or so in the chair, putting on the mullet and putting on the beard, and it was like, the same, a couple of the same people that were the makeup artists from Grown Ups 2, and God, I forget his name. He's always so nice to me. He's like literally, you were like the perfect double for him. And I said, that means a lot to me because I'd taken off some weight, my facial shape had changed and so on and so forth. And I wasn't really sure if that was going to happen this time around.
Now, a couple people thought they were taking photos with Kevin James on set, right?
Yes. There was a gentleman that when they dropped us off at the van to go on set to go shoot the actual scene, we had to walk through town. And Adam was sitting on a bench with his mom, and he was yelling out, "Kevin, I love you, buddy. Kevin James, you're my favorite." So I started yelling back at him, and his mom broke down, she was laughing. It was awesome. And then there was a guy that was there that kept yelling out my name. He was like, Kevin, I'm your biggest fan. So long story short, yeah, so I'm waving, and I'm like, hey, buddy, how you doing? So we're down the other end of town now, and I'm in a police car. Adam's next to me on a bicycle. I'm not going to give it away. But when we leave, I give back props and everything, and the girl, Jill, that was there for second team, we're walking towards the van, and this guy is there at the police barricade, along with a bunch of other people, a woman and her baby. And he's, again, yelling out, Kevin, I'm your biggest fan. So I said to him, I go, hey, buddy, you want a photo? And he was a mentally challenged individual, and I put my arm around him, and he was holding the phone, and he was shaking. So I asked the girl to take the photo for me, and he shook my hand. He was soaked in sweat, and I was just like, this is, if you can't do stuff like that to make people happy, I wasn't going to ruin the guy's day and be like, I'm not Kevin, but when that was done, a woman and her baby wanted to take the picture. I leaned and I said, I'll take as many pictures as you want, but I'm not Kevin. I just want to let you know that. She goes, oh my God, I don't even care. So like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, I wouldn't have even known. And I was like, but that's special to me, because it's like, so we were walking to get into the van. We're all done with the photos now. And the girl, Jill, says to me, that was amazing. And I'm like, what? She goes, it was just awesome. And that meant a lot to me, like, you know what I mean? Like, so if I can make a difference in somebody's day by being somebody else rather than myself, then yeah, I'm all for it.
It's all about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, really. But if you're going to portray somebody else and somebody else is going to call out, I would rather give a positive image to people that already give a negative image to that actor. If I'm representing him, I'm not going to be like, yeah, no, I'm good, because all it takes is that one person to be like, Kevin James is a jerk to this person on set, and that's. I don't want to do that. I'd rather make people happy, and because I'm living the dream. To them, taking a photo with somebody they think is Kevin or whatever is a dream. So, dream and wish granted. That was how I looked at it.
A funny story I heard about Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Supposedly, people mistake the two of them, which I don't really get, because they don't look anything alike. But I guess Matt Damon.
Maybe you have to be from outside of Boston.
Maybe, yes, Because I guess Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg have this pact that if someone walks up to either one and mistakes them for the other, they just go with it. They just take a photo with them, or they just sign the signature, Mark Wahlberg or Matt Damon, or Matt Damon. But I was at a Comic-Con, and my sister's a big fan of Gotham. And she wanted to have a photo taken with the guy who plays Jim Gordon. It was, What I've been meaning that's a show I'm wanting to binge watch. I only got through the first couple seasons and I just got distracted, but I really want to watch the rest of the show. So I met the guy who's playing Jim Gordon. She wanted to have a photo taken with him. While we're in line, people are everywhere. There's this lady that was running about the Comic-Con just getting everyone in order, all right? And she was just barking orders and getting everyone organized and ready to go in to do the photos. She worked at the Comic-Con. I took my photo with her.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I wasn't a huge fan of particularly anyone that was there, and I really was just there to hang out with my sister. I thought, this lady's the hero of today, because she was getting everyone in order, and that to me is like something that I thought this was like one of the coolest things. You got to hang out with this lady for.
She was like a wrangler, kind of like on set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people that deal with hundreds of extras, like, they deserve all the credit in the world.
Yeah.
Because there's people that are angry, and they're like.
PA works hard.
Yeah.
PA work. You are the lowest scum on earth as a PA. I know, I was one for a while. Especially on a particular. Oh, they're not going to hire me again. Jessica Jones. A couple of the ADs on that set treated the PAs terrible.
But you were in Joker, weren't you?
I was, yes.
You were in the train, right? I was telling my mom this. It's like, your son was in the highest grossing movie this week.
That's true, yes.
How many people can say that?
Yes, that's true. I turned down the second day that they were asking me to come back.
I heard horrible things. I heard horrible things about the way that they were treated.
I had so much fun on that set. I was sick as. The only reason why I turned it down was I didn't really need the money, and I'm a producer. I like being on the show. I like being behind the camera, producing my own stuff. I didn't really want to drive down. I was sick as a dog the whole day. I mean, like, I had massive migraine, and I'd forgotten my glasses going on set, and I was dehydrated. So I just didn't feel like driving another 5.5 hours to be on a train that's just driving back and forth. It was the best experience I have ever had on a film set.
Yeah.
That, bar my own professional film set, it was the best experience, bar none. The directors actually talked to the extras.
Yeah.
The assistant director and the director.
Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips.
Oh, man.
Right.
Unbelievable guy.
He actually talked to the extras. He actually made us feel like people,
Yeah.
not cattle.
Yeah.
And the extras were fun to work with. I did get involved in the fight scene, and there was a stuntman that grabbed me in the middle of the fight and threw me down to the ground. Which I'm thinking, I'm just an extra. I was told to sit here. Like, I was just doing as I was told. And I got up and I thought, okay, this scene went pretty good. And I went to say something, and the guy just snubbed me. Like, you just threw me across. Like, I'm not part of the choreography. You just grabbed me and threw me across the room.
Yeah.
The least you could do is be like, hey, sorry, I assaulted you on,
right?
on screen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but anyways, we gotta wrap up the show. Doug, I hope you had a good time on the show.
I honestly, I really did, and I hope you guys had a good time with me having a good time.
Oh, it's great. I'd love to have you back on the show to fill in for certain hosts who don't show up to the show. Mitch Fortier, who's behind the camera.
I would totally be game for that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I got your replacement right here, and it's not Kate.
No, Kate's replacing me next week.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, Kate's replacing you.
Kate's replacing me, yeah.
Anyways, all right. I want to thank Doug Balakovich for coming onto the show today. A lot of great stories. Hope to have him back. Let us know what you think about your trip to Planet Jack, and for Damn It Dan's, the guys from behind the scenes are now getting in front of the camera.
Oh, we did have one more comment. Mitch says he's a schmuck, right?
Well, yes, but I thought people reading it would already know that, so I didn't.
I'm impressed you didn't butcher my name 100 times. It's awesome.
Well,
I'm
unlike Arnie, she couldn't even say Robbie. Like, how hard is Margot Robbie?
It seemed too easy, honestly. It's like it's gotta be more special than that.
Yeah.
Because you already don't say the T in Margot.
Right.
Okay, whatever. All right. Anyways, we'll be
Escargot.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
We'll be back next week with the Early Late Night Live Show. We're on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Exeter Channel 98. Please make sure to like and subscribe and click the notification bell and share this subscription so we can help build up our little world here. And we will see you guys next week. Take care. Hey, you made it. Thank you for watching our show. And be sure to join us next week at 7 p.m. on our YouTube channel, the Early Late Night Live Show in Exeter Channel 98.
And if you have any questions or want to be a guest on the show, you can email killarneyt@gmail.com. There might be a link or some info somewhere around here.
Somewhere around here.
Below. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. You won't regret it.
We
They
hope.
won't regret it.
The
Yeah.
Terry Traynor Show. There's some things